Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm sharing so many super cute but super easy spring and Easter inspired lunches. And I'm also going to be sharing a bunch of fun pranks perfect for April Fool's Day. But you guys, none of these pranks are gross or mean-spirited. There's no frosting covered sponges or toothpaste filled Oreos in this video. Only food pranks that you'd actually want to eat, except for maybe the mashed potato sundae. I'm Jennifer with the Family Fudge, and welcome to a Springtime Bunches of Lunches Marathon. Now, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a big thumbs up. Come join our family and let the lunches begin. First up, I'm going with a bunny theme. For this lunch, I'm actually going to start by making a no-bake treat first. Now, let me know in the comments down below how many of you are Peep fans. Now, if you've never tried a Peep before, it's basically a marshmallow that's coated in colorful sugar. Usually they come in either a Peep shape or a chicken shape. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Peeps. I'd much rather have a Cadbury chocolate instead, but I am a fan of Rice Krispie treats, so this should be interesting to try. I originally saw this idea on TikTok, and basically you're just using Peeps in place of marshmallows in a Rice Krispie treat recipe. Now, this ended up being about 5 packs of Peeps, 7 cups of Rice Krispie cereal, and a few tablespoons of butter. This goes in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes, and I'm covering it with some aluminum foil just to make sure it doesn't burn. When the time is up and the marshmallow Peeps are nice and melted, all you have to do is mix everything together. And I have to warn you, this gets kind of messy, but it does work. Now I'm going to set this aside and move on to the rest of the lunch. I found this shaped pasta at Aldi. It's super colorful and includes lots of really cute Easter shapes. Now I've decided to make a loaded ranch pasta salad with this. So for the dressing, I'm combining mayonnaise, some ranch seasoning, some cider vinegar, a little bit of sugar, some water, some garlic powder, and salt and pepper to taste. Now I'm just going to mix this all together, and once the pasta is done and it's cooled down a bit, I can add all of this sauce right on top. Next, I'm going to be adding some steamed broccoli, a little bit of cheddar cheese, some bacon bits, and some chopped green onions. This pasta salad is very simple, but it's also really tasty, and it's definitely kid-friendly. Now moving on to the fruit, I'm adding some cotton candy grapes. And for the veggie, I'm adding some bunny-shaped cucumbers and carrots. On the side, I'm going to add some of these Annie's bunny-shaped cheese crackers. So now that my Rice Krispies have had time to set up, I can go ahead and add one of those as well. And I decided to cut it into a bunny shape. After all, this is a bunny themed lunch. And then finally, I'm adding a bit of ranch dressing to go along with those veggies. Next up is the sunny side surprise. And you guys, for this prank, all you're going to need is some vanilla Greek yogurt. I like the Greek yogurt because it's thicker. And then you're also going to need some apricot halves. I get the kind in the can because they are easy and ready to go. Now, all you have to do is plop your yogurt down on your plate, and you're going to want to spread it out a bit so it looks just like the white of a fried egg. Next, I'm just going to take one of the apricot halves, and I'm going to add it towards the center of the yogurt. And you guys, it really does look like a sunny side up egg, but of course this one is actually egg-free. Next up, I'm making a flower themed lunch. Just like the last lunch, this time we're also starting with the no bake treat first. This is super simple, you only need a few ingredients. To these square pretzels, I'm going to add the white chocolate wafers. Then I'm going to pop these in my microwave for about 30 seconds or so, or until that white chocolate is melted. And of course, now comes the fun part. We're going to add the M&Ms. So we're basically just making some little flower shapes. Now, I do want to go ahead and set these aside as well so that they have time to set up completely. And now I can move on to the main course. I'm going to go with a classic PB&J, but these ones are going to be in the shape of flowers. And check it out, you guys. These came out so cute. I really love the peekaboo window that lets you see the mango jam inside. To make this lunch tray look extra pretty, I'm just gonna add a few of these spinach leaves around like this. And then when it comes to fruit, I'm gonna start with a kiwi first. This is pretty much how I cut a kiwi every time. I really like this zigzag pattern. I think the kiwi looks very flowery cut like this. To go along with the kiwi, I'm also adding some grapes and some strawberries, and I went ahead and cut those in zigzag patterns as well so that they can look like flowers too. For veggie, I'm adding some carrot stuffed cucumbers with some ranch on the side for dipping, of course. And then to go along with this, I'm also adding a few crackers with some cheese. And now that leaves me with just enough space for a couple of these flower pretzel treats. And now for the drink, to stay with the flower theme, I'm going to add some of this passion fruit hibiscus herbal tea, and I'm going to combine this with some lemonade. This is very similar to a drink that you might find at Starbucks. Next up, I have a couple of dessert ideas, starting with some brownies. And you guys, this one is super easy. First, you're going to need some brown construction paper. Next, you're going to draw out just a few letter E's and then cut those out. Now, all you have to do is place your brown E's in your baking pan and make sure to cover this with foil so you don't give away the prank too early.
These aren't brownies, they're brownies.
Now you guys, when I do this prank, I'm always sure to actually have some brownies hidden on the side. That way I can whip them out at the end of the prank and it's not too mean. Okay friends, I'm kind of going with a springtime garden theme. Now to go along with that theme, I'm going to start by making a bunny dirt cake first. Now this really isn't a cake, but it is really delicious, and to make it you only need about 6 ingredients. And of course the star of this recipe has to be the bunny peeps. Now I'll go ahead and add a link to this full recipe in the description box below, but basically I'm just starting out by making the chocolate pudding first. This is going to be our mud layer of this cake. Next, I'm going to pour this into my pan. And now I'm going to set this in the fridge so it has time to set up. Now, while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and crush up almost this entire package of Oreos. You can use just a wooden spoon to crush these up, or if you have a food processor, that'll make the job even easier. These crushed up Oreos are going to be the dirt layer of our cake. Then, to make the grass layer, I'm just going to add a little bit of green food coloring to a Ziploc bag filled with shredded coconut. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Next, I'm going to add both of these layers right on top of the pudding, and then comes the fun part. Now for this recipe, I am using the bunny peeps, but you could also use the chick version if you prefer. And the trick here is to stick a toothpick into the bottom of each one, and then you stick that into the cake, and that's gonna keep the little peep from falling over. Then you guys, this part is optional, but if you want to, you can also decorate the top with just a few chocolate eggs. Now you guys, I've made a big pan of this dessert, but if you wanted to, you could easily make individual versions as well. Now I'm going to set this entire thing in the fridge so I can make the rest of Jackson's garden-themed lunch. Now for his main course, I'm going to put together some father and son salami snail sandwiches. These little sandwiches came out so adorable. These little snails are going to rest on a pile of leaves. This is just a little bit of spinach salad mix. I'm going to go ahead and add some of these seasoned pretzel sticks. Just a few right under each little snail. So it's kind of like they're sitting on little twigs. I'm just gonna fill up the rest of the space with lots of cucumbers and carrots. For Jackson's fruit, I'm going to add in some green grapes. Then I can go ahead and add in his treat. Then I can go ahead and add in a little bit of the bunny dirt cake. And then for his drink, he's just having some water in this cute bee sipper. Next up, Cheetos. This next prank will work really well if you have a chip lover in your life. You can use any kind of chips you want for this, but of course I'm going with Cheetos. All you have to do is carefully open up your bag of chips and dump them all out. Next, I'm going to replace all of these Cheetos with baby carrots. To reclose this bag, I'm using this resealer gadget that I got on Amazon. But if you don't have this, you could also use some double-sided tape. The whole idea is to make this look like it's never been opened. This is a super easy prank that's perfect to throw into any lunch bag. And speaking of lunch bags, I'm also going to be adding in an apple with an alarming addition. Now I'm going to go ahead and slice this apple using my apple slicer to remove the core. But if you don't have one of these, you can just use a regular knife to cut up your apple. Then basically I'm just going to remove a little bit of the center of the core. Then I'm going to put the apple back together, and in that space that I made, I'm going to add one gummy worm. So it's like a gummy worm surprise in the middle of the apple. And I'll tell you what, this is the only kind of worm that I'd like to find in my apple. This next lunch is for my son, Griffin. And for this lunch, I've already made a really fun no-bake treat. This is something I'd never made before, but more on that in just a minute. Now, the rest of Griffin's lunch is going to be really easy. I'm just making a few 2-bite sandwiches, and I'm going to use these mini sandwich presses. Half of them are going to be peanut butter, and the other half are going to be veggie cream cheese. For Griffin's fruit, I'm adding some Easter egg-shaped watermelon and some Easter egg-shaped cantaloupe. And then for his veggie, I'm also adding cucumbers with some cherry tomatoes on the side. Next, I'm going to add a small container of ranch to go along with the veggies. And then for the salty snack, I was able to find these white cheddar ABC bunny bites at Target. And then you guys, back to that special no-bake treat. Earlier, I made these cake bites that are actually made not with cake, but with store-bought sugar cookies. To make these, I used an Easter egg silicone pan from Target. Can you guys tell I shop a lot at Target? But basically, all you have to do is take your sugar cookies and you're going to crumble them up. Now, I used my mixer to make this go a lot faster. But once the cookies are crumbled, you're just going to add in a block of cream cheese, half at a time, until combined. And you guys, this was room temperature cream cheese. That part is important. Now, you could use a can of frosting instead of the cream cheese, but I think the frosting makes this really, really sweet. So I went with a cream cheese. I took the filling and I chilled it in the fridge for a few minutes, and while that was happening, I melted the chocolate. Next, I just brushed a layer of the chocolate into each little section. Then I filled each section with the dough and covered it with more of the melted chocolate. And you guys, I learned the hard way not to overfill these, otherwise they don't turn out very well. Now, after about 20 minutes in the fridge, they're ready to go, and you're really left with these shiny and colorful Easter egg cake bites. Now, to go along with our sunny side surprise, I'm also going to be making some breakfast fries with ketchup. For this prank, all you're going to need are some apples. Any variety will do. And once you've washed them, all you have to do is peel off all the skin. Next, I'm going to use this crinkle cutter, but if you don't have one of these, you can just use a regular knife. And I'm just going to cut the apple into French fry looking sticks. Now, if you want to keep these from getting too brown, you could sprinkle some lemon juice all over these fries. But I'm just going to serve these with a little bit of strawberry jam on the side for dipping. But of course, I'm telling my kids that it's ketchup. Next up is a lunch, and this time I'm going with a bee theme. Instead of using regular bread, I'm going to use my honeycomb waffle maker. Out of all of my dashed waffle makers, this one is probably my favorite because these come out so cute every time. Now, to make this sandwich, I'm going to start by adding some honey mustard spread. Next, I'm going to take some honey ham, and I'm going to add just a few slices here. I'll top this with a slice of Colby Jack cheese. Then I'm going to add a little bit more honey mustard sauce and close it up. And just like that, we have a really cute but tasty sandwich. For the fruit, I decided to go with some Honey Crisp apples. I'll go ahead and slice this up. And to go along with this apple, I'm going to make the next no-bake treat. And you guys, this one is on the lighter side. I call it double honey nutty dip. To make this, you just need a little bit of vanilla Greek yogurt. Then I'm going to add some honey roasted peanut butter. And then finally, a little drizzle of honey. This dip goes really well with all kinds of fruit, but it's especially tasty with those Honey Crisp apples. On the side, I'm also going to add one hard-boiled egg, and I molded this into a flower shape since bees love flowers. And then for the veggie, I'm going to add some golden carrots. Now, I actually get these in a pack of rainbow carrots that look like this. And then lastly, I'm just going to fill in this space right here with some cereal. And of course, keeping with the bee theme, I think this honeycomb cereal is just the thing. For the drink, just a little bit of ice water in our Spike the Bee sipper. Is a fudgy sundae, and I say fudgy because it's not really what it seems. To make this look like a real sundae, I'm going to start by using these waffle bowls, but instead of ice cream, I'm going to make up some mashed potatoes. Now you could make these from scratch, but I didn't. And keep in mind, you're going to want your mashed potatoes to be on the thicker side. That way, when you scoop it, it'll look more like real ice cream. Next, I'm going to drizzle on some hot fudge, which is really just some gravy. And then right on the top, I'm adding a cherry, which is actually a cherry tomato. Okay guys, now that brings me to a lunch I'm making for my daughter Lily, and this one was also requested by a subscriber, Rachel from North Carolina. I'm going to start by preheating the thermos because this is going to be a hot lunch. Now while that's happening, I'm going to put together a really cute no-bake bunny treat. For this, I'm just laying out some of these square pretzels, and then I'm going to melt some of these white chocolate wafers in the microwave. Next, I'm going to add a little blob to each one. While the chocolate is still soft, I'm going to add one full M&M right on top, followed by 2 M&M pieces that I cut in half. These take just a few minutes to harden up in the fridge. Now these are really cute just as is, but if you want to, you can also take a food writer pen and draw a little bunny face on each one. So now back to the main course. Rachel requested Annie's bunny-shaped mac and cheese. Now this one is so cute and perfect for Easter because it comes with bunny shapes and carrot-shaped pasta. And just like with most Annie's mac and cheese boxes, after the pasta is cooked and being drained, you're supposed to go ahead and make up the cheese sauce with the milk and the butter first. That way you can give it a good whisk to get all of the lumps out. And you're gonna do that before you add the pasta back in. Next, Rachel requested heart-shaped strawberries as well as flower-shaped cucumbers. Next to that, I'm also adding in some carrots, and then for the snack, Rachel asked for the white cheddar cottontails. Now you guys, these are so cute and I pretty much buy these every year at Easter time. They're just like little cheese puff balls. And then of course, right next to those, I can go ahead and add in those bunny pretzels. And now lastly, for the drink, I'm adding in something lemon flavored. It wouldn't be a holiday for me without coming up with some kind of holiday themed lunch. So this one I'm calling the Looky Lunch. This one of course is super easy as well, and it doesn't take a lot of time to put together. Basically, all you're going to do is grab whatever food you would normally put in a school lunch or a work lunch. But there's a twist. For a fun surprise, you're gonna go ahead and get yourself some googly eyes and a little bit of glue. Now I got these ones at Target, but you can also find them at Walmart. And I'm basically just gonna add a set of these googly eyes to each individual item in the entire lunch bag. Just like this. You guys, this is so cute and so easy, and I know my daughter Lily especially is gonna love this one. Okay guys, next up, this lunch was requested by one of our subscribers, Angelica from Pennsylvania. For the main course, Angelica requested an Easter egg shaped sandwich. And for the filling of the sandwich, I'm going to make some egg salad. Now, when I was a kid, I remember every year after Easter, we would make egg salad with the leftover Easter eggs that we had dyed. So our egg salad would have little bits of pink or blue or some color egg in the mix. Now let me know in the comments down below if any of you guys make egg salad after Easter just like that. Today though, I just made egg salad with avocado. Next, Angelica requested that I decorate the top of the sandwich to look even more like an Easter egg. So I've just added some extra cheese and some veggies right on top. For the veggie, Angelica requested celery, and I'm going to add just a few carrots in here as well. Then for the fruit, Angelica requested strawberries. I'm going to add some zigzagged ones. I'm adding some ranch on the side to go with the veggies. And for the salty snack, I'm adding some of these Easter egg shaped veggie chips. For the sweet treat, Angelica requested chocolate eggs. So I just got some of these Hershey ones and I'll add a few right in here. And lastly, for the drink, I'm mixing up some strawberry kiwi limeade. This next prank is great to take to work or to any gathering. And to pull it off, you're going to need to head to your favorite donut shop. Of course, mine is Krispy Kreme because I used to work for them many years ago. But at the donut shop, you're going to want to buy a dozen donuts, any kind you want. But if you're at Krispy Kreme, I recommend the original glaze. It is the best. Now, when you're there ordering, you're going to need to very nicely ask for an extra empty box. Now, when I'm doing this prank, once I get back home, I like to print out a sign, just like this one, and I like to tape it to the top of my empty donut box. Then into this box, I'm also going to be adding a veggie platter. So when people open this box, they're going to be expecting to see some beautiful donuts, but instead they're gonna have a healthier option. But of course, also remember to bring along that real dozen of donuts too. That way, after you prank them, you can also give them a real donut. Now you guys, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think the box of veggies will be gone first, or do you think the box of donuts will? Next up, I'm going with a chick theme. And again, I'm starting with the no-bake treat first. For this recipe, I'm just using some crunchy chow mein noodles. I'm using some butterscotch chips and some Reese's Pieces eggs. In my large mixing bowl, I'm going to add about 10 ounces of these crunchy chow mein noodles. That's almost this entire bag. Now I'm going to set that aside, and in a microwave safe bowl, I'm going to pour the entire bag of butterscotch chips. Now I'm going to pop this in the microwave for about 30 seconds at a time or until it's completely melted. Now all I have to do is pour this over the noodles, then mix everything together. Now to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to set these into some silicone-lined muffin cups. I want to make these really small, but you could make them larger if you wanted to. And then once I have these all filled up and kind of pressed down, I'm going to add a couple of the Reese's Pieces on top, and it really does look like a cute little bird's nest. Now I do need to set these aside so that they can harden up all the way. I'm putting together one of her favorites, which is egg salad, and I like to keep it pretty simple for her. To the eggs, I'm just adding some mayo, some onion powder, some salt and pepper, and then I'm also going to add some dill pickle relish. Not sweet pickle, just dill pickle. If I added sweet dill pickle, she probably wouldn't eat it. Next, I'm going to cut up some cucumber sticks. Then I'm going to cut the sticks in half, and I'm going to fit them in here to create another little nest shape. On the top, I'm going to add a fruit, which is something called gooseberries. On the package, it says that they're tangy and sweet and have a tropical flavor. I'm going to place these right on top of the cucumbers to create another little bird's nest. Our no-bake treats are ready, so I can add one of those. And then for her drink, she's also getting some ice water, but I'm going to put it in our orange bird cup. Now this next super simple idea is something that can easily be added to any lunchbox. All you're going to need are some chocolate Easter eggs and some grapes. You're just going to carefully remove the chocolate egg from the foil wrapper, and you're going to replace it with a grape. Then roll it back up as nicely as you can and stick it in the lunchbox. Now I'm going to add mostly grapes in here, but for a fun surprise, I'm also going to add a few regular chocolate eggs in here as well. Okay guys, now we're going with a chick theme. I'm going to start by making a no-bake treat first. And for this one, I'm going to need some chick peeps. In my pie pan, I'm going to dump 1 bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, followed by 1 bag of Reese's peanut butter chips. Next, I'm going to top this with lots of marshmallow peeps. So basically, I'm creating a Reese's s'mores dip. Now to get this ooey and gooey, you can pop it in the microwave for about 60 seconds, or you can throw it in the oven at 350 for about 5 minutes. But once this is all melted, you can go ahead and dip your graham crackers right in. This treat is perfect for sharing with a crowd or to have at parties. Moving on to Mackenzie's main course. Now I know that Mackenzie likes egg salad and I know that she likes chicken salad. So I found a recipe that kind of combines the two. Now normally when I make chicken salad, I like to make the one that has craisins and almonds and lemon juice. But for this recipe, it actually says that this is Southern style chicken salad. But you guys, I would love to know in the comments down below, if you make chicken salad, what do you put in yours? Next, it's time to build a sandwich, but instead of using regular bread for this, I've decided to go with these buttermilk waffles instead. So I'll go ahead and toast them up, and then I can assemble the sandwich. For Mackenzie's fruit, I'm cutting up an apple. I'm throwing some grapes in here too. And then for her veggies, I'm going to add lots of these zigzag cucumbers. And to go along with those, I'm also adding some baby rainbow carrots. Now for a bit of a salty snack, I found these Easter egg veggie chips at Target. I'll go ahead and fit these here on the side. And then it's time to bring back those Reese's Peep s'mores. And then finally, for Mackenzie's drink, she's just gonna have some water in this updated version of the Disney Orange Bird sipper. Now, this next idea is great if you don't have all the time to make cereal surprise number 1. This time you're just going to grab your cereal bowl, and to it you're going to add just a couple of drops of food coloring directly to the bottom. It doesn't matter what color you use. I really like purple or green, but you do you. Next, you're going to cover this up with the cereal. You definitely want to hide the fact that there's food coloring in here. Then whoever adds the milk to this bowl is going to have a big surprise when all of their milk turns a shade of purple or green or whatever color you chose. This is seriously one of the easiest pranks that you can pull on April Fool's Day. Okay guys, next up I'm making Griffin's lunch, and for this one I'm going with a carrot and bunny theme. For his main course, I'm making a spring version of a lunchtime favorite, a DIY Lunchable. For the meat, I got an extra thick slice of ham, and I'm going to cut this into carrot shapes. And then for the cheese, I'm using provolone, and I'm cutting those into bunny shapes. And don't worry you guys, I like to take the leftover ham and the leftover cheese and throw them into omelets. Next, for the crackers, I decided to go with these whole wheat Ritz. I'll fit them right in the back. For Griffin's fruit, I'm adding some carrot-shaped cantaloupe. And then for his veggie, I'm adding some bunny-shaped cucumbers. Now on the side, I do want to add some of this vanilla Greek yogurt. And keeping with that carrot and bunny theme, I found these super cute carrot sprinkles at Walmart. I'm just gonna add a few right on top. Next, for a snack that is both salty and sweet, I was able to find this carrot cake flavored trail mix at Target. You guys, there's a lot of different things in here. It has yogurt raisins, glazed walnuts, carrot cake cookies. It also has dried coconut and pineapple. And then it also has orange coated pretzel sticks that look like little carrots. And then last but not least, for his drink, he's also getting water, but I'm using this really cute Easter cup with some reusable ice cubes. On April Fool's Day, you might want to start your day with the most important meal of the day, which is breakfast, starting with the stuck cereal prank. For this, you're going to start with the cereal of your choice. Next, you're going to take some cereal bowls and you're going to lightly grease them with butter. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set a spoon into each of the bowls and then set them aside. Next, in a microwave safe bowl, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter, followed by 2.5 cups of mini marshmallows. And I really like to use the mini marshmallows because I feel like they melt a lot faster. Now, all I have to do is pop this in the microwave for about a minute or so, or until the marshmallows are completely melted. And now it's time for the cereal. You're going to be adding 3 cups of whatever cereal is your favorite, and then you're going to mix to combine. Now, I'm going to add this mixture to the different bowls with the spoon already in the bowl. That part is important. And as I'm adding the cereal in here, I'm going to press down just like you would if you were making a Rice Krispie treat. So by now you guys are probably getting the idea that this cereal and spoon are stuck on the bottom of the bowl. Now I'm going to set these aside for about 5 to 10 minutes just so the cereal treat can get hardened. And then right before you serve this, you're going to add some fresh cereal right on top to hide the treats underneath. And a bonus tip, you guys, make sure to ask whoever you give the bowl to give the cereal a taste before you add the milk. Now, a lunch for my son Jackson, and for his lunch, I'm going with a breakfast for lunch theme. We do this about every week. We love breakfast for lunch. And you guys, I found a cute new Easter waffle maker at Target. Last year I used this bunny one, but this year I'm using the new Easter egg style.
Ouch!
To make these waffles quick and easy, I'm just going to use this bunny waffle mix, and I'm going to make a couple of these just plain. And then you guys, I saw this idea on Instagram and it's kind of like pancake art. I want to give it a try. Basically, to make the design stand out, you add some food coloring to your batter, and then you take some mini droppers like these, and it's kind of like painting a design into the waffle itself. And you guys, I did add all of these designs when the waffle machine was off, so it gave me plenty of time to come up with this design. And check it out, you guys. I wasn't sure if this was going to work out, but this is definitely something that I would like to practice more and hopefully get better at in the future. Now, to go along with these waffles, I'm also going to add in some strawberries and some blueberries. And then I'm going to add one of these cute little Easter Nutella jars right in here. That way, Jackson will be able to build his own version of the Disney waffle. Next, for his veggie, I'm adding in some sugar snap peas with a bunny-shaped carrot right on top. And then earlier, I went ahead and got out my egg mold collection. After I hard-boiled a few eggs, I added them to my bunny-shaped molds. And now to complete this breakfast-themed lunch, I'm also adding some of this strawberry cheesecake Greek yogurt. This is seriously one of our favorite flavors, and you guys know that I love to add a few Easter sprinkles right on top. Okay guys, now I have to throw in this bonus lunch because I think it is such a cute idea that my kids love every year. And this is a great lunch, especially if the kids are at home or they're on spring break. I like to add things like cheese and pepperoni. And then for the rest of the lunch, I actually put the little snacky food items inside Easter eggs. Just like you would do with candy, but this time we're doing a snacky lunch. So things like blueberries, celery, cheddar bunny crackers, yogurt raisins, basically anything that's not too messy or drippy can go in these. Then if you're looking for a really fun no-bake treat that kids can make themselves, we love putting together some peep houses. For this, all you need are graham crackers, some chocolate eggs or jelly beans. I like to use this edible grass, but you could also use shredded coconut. Then you're gonna need some frosting to use as glue, and of course, your marshmallow peeps. Now, this part is optional, but you could add even more decorations just like you would with a gingerbread house. We love to add some of the Easter M&Ms right on the roof. Next up, I'm going with a breakfast for lunch themed with lots of flowers. For Lily's main course, I'm actually going to make her some of this strawberry banana oatmeal that I found at Target. This flavor is so good. To get a little more protein in here, I'm also going to add a spoonful of this peanut butter powder. This combination of strawberries and banana mixed with the peanut butter is so good. It almost tastes like a PB&J. And you guys, this really isn't cooking at all. All you really have to do is add boiling water to this mix and it's ready to go. So now I can go ahead and pour her oatmeal into her bowl, and then I'm going to add some fruit on top. First, I'm adding some strips of kiwi. That's going to be our flower stems. Then I'm going to add some slices of strawberry to look like tulips. Lastly, right at the bottom, I'm going to add some of this strawberry cheesecake granola. And check it out, you guys, this bowl came out so cute. For her veggies, I'm going to start by adding a big slice of cucumber. And then right on top of that, I'm going to add some carrots to spell out the word spring.
Wow!
For a little bit of a salty snack, I'm adding in some of these white cheddar Harvest crisps. And to go along with those, I'm also adding one Baby Bell cheese. And then you guys, for her sweet treat, I have a really easy hack. I'm just taking a plain vanilla cupcake, and then to this, I've already peeled and separated a tiny seedless mandarin orange. Now I'm gonna go ahead and arrange these right on top, fanned out to look like a flower. And then right in the center, I'm going to add a raspberry. This is such a fun and fruity way to decorate a cupcake. Plus, I really love that combination of vanilla frosting with the orange. It is such a great combo for a springtime treat. And then lastly, for Lily's drink, she's having this sparkling mango juice. Now, if you have made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for sticking around. Let me know in the comments down below if you're going to try any of these pranks yourself, and I would love to know in the comments down below which one of these lunches was your favorite. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.